following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Blowing out of the backfield, exploding down the sideline.
This is Hangin' with the Boys, presented by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Now, your hosts, Nate Newton, Kurt Daniels, Jesse Holley, and Shannon Gross.
Yo, yo, yo! Victory Monday!
Victory for somebody, right?
Yeah, not us.
Yeah. What?
Guess what?
Mike McCarthy here, baby.
Guess what?
They ain't talking about the Beatles either, boy.
Guess what?
Right.
Yeah.
Next week, I'm going to Mexico.
Yeah.
I'm going to Mexico.
Boo!
Hey,
Boo!
hey,
Boo!
hey, hey, hey.
Boo, Jonathan. Boo!
Welcome to the show, Jonathan Thorne, by the way.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
Big John, what's up,
Get
baby?
your mic turned on. Kurt, how are you?
Good, sir. How
Kurt,
you
you
doing?
looking good. You got a nice sweater.
Yeah, thank you.
Speaking of,
a nice
hey,
sweater.
but one guy did the right thing today.
Nate, welcome
You.
to the show. We
Hey,
are
but
having
I'm
college
jumping all over the place.
collegiate spirit day today. In
And he texted me, man, but my shirt's too small.
And I am
Yeah.
representing my ULM Warhawks today. But here's the
Nice.
funny part. I actually started going to college when they were the NLU Indians.
Okay, and what does NLU mean?
Northeast Louisiana University.
Okay, and what does the other one mean?
University of Louisiana Monroe.
Wow, everybody wants to be a university. It ain't but one, and that's LSU, baby.
Oh, we'll get into that a little bit later. But yeah, it took me 12 years to graduate college.
It's all right. I'm
But I
still
gra-
working on my degree.
I graduated, and I was under two different curriculums in two different universities, but I made it.
Hey, you got through
So-
it. That's all that matters.
And to my-
Jonathan, where you graduated from?
University of North Texas.
Where you
All right.
graduated from?
Texas Wesleyan over in Fort Worth.
I'm still working on my degree at Florida A&M.
Yeah, you think you'll ever get it?
One day, baby.
One day? One class at a time, huh?
That's right.
You waiting on that honorary degree, right? Where you don't have to go to class.
One class at a time.
Where you don't have to go to class. They just one day they're just like, you know what? Let's just give
Yeah,
him.
Sure.
they
Walk
buy
across
his
the
degree like
stage.
everybody
Yeah,
else.
yeah.
Doesn't make that 12 years quite so bad.
Give him a donation. There you go. Honorary Nate Newton. So Jonathan, we're
Yes.
gonna get to you here in a little bit, but Jonathan is our. What is your title here at the Cowboys?
Archivist.
Archivist.
Just that.
I thought it was archivist.
That's what it is.
Archivist.
If you ask an archivist, they'll say archivist.
Oh.
But I guess there's no technical correct way to say it.
Okay, now for us who working on our degrees, explain what that is.
So you're kind of in between a librarian, historian, preservationist, all those kind of wrapped into one.
Okay.
So preserving the history and making it available, utilizing it, capturing
So
everything.
what college
we do.
are you doing this for?
College.
Yeah.
Doing that for the Cowboys.
Oh, okay, but thanks for telling us.
Yeah.
So we'll get to you here in a second. You're on the show for a very special reason.
Yes, you are.
We're gonna
Okay.
we're gonna tease something for next week.
Look at
So-
you getting good, Kurt. You hear?
yeah.
You hear me getting good? Kurt?
Teasing.
We're gonna tease something.
Oh, such a
Nate's
tease.
got to pop out for a few minutes here shortly.
So, yeah.
When you pop
want me to let
out,
my phone ring or just
John-
vibrate?
let it ring.
Okay.
That way, when it rings,
I'm being consistent.
when it rings, you pop out. We'll talk to Jonathan, and then we'll go to
Nate
break.
got
and you
something
can come
better
back
to
in.
do than
no,
our show
sir,
here?
I don't, and I'm mad because I want him to move the show, but that'd be inconvenience to y'all.
I have a meeting at 12. We couldn't move the show. So, yeah. When are you going to delete your Twitter account that you don't use? It's so confusing. You
okay.
got Nate KBI. Nate
No, I'm not
KBI
KBI.
61.
I'm
Nate
getting back
Newton.
fat. Y'all should know I'm not
Why don't you
Nate
just
KBI.
delete the one that says KBI?
I did delete it. It's not on my account.
You got to.
It's not on my
I'm going to
account.
show you how to do it. Do you know the password to it?
Fat again.
Now everybody's logging in there. We need to get it deleted. It's confusing.
Okay, I'm gonna get it deleted.
And I'm going to work on getting you verified. I'll see if I can get you verified.
I'm verified, man.
You are?
Ain't but one brother that
Oh,
lovely
my
and
goodness.
black and deep and plumly as Nate.
Oh, my goodness.
Hey, did y'all watch the games, man?
Oh, yeah.
Did you watch the game,
Got
Jonathan?
most of them.
I'm gonna tell you, the way we gonna be doing this thing next year, forget Mike McCarthy. We got John Fossil, and we got what his name, Nick Nolte.
Nick
I
Nolte.
don't think so.
Mike Nolan.
Oh, Mike Nolan. Yeah.
Nick Nolte would be interesting. That'd be,
It would
be very
48 hours. Was it Beverly Hills Cop?
Another 48 hours, baby.
Yeah. It's your formula. Run the rock,
Play
Play
defense.
defense.
Good special team.
travel. It doesn't matter home, away. You can win. You know?
Wow, man. And I used to argue. Me and Mickey used to argue about the big kid from Bama. And because I liked him, and I was like, get a defensive player with the first. Gotta go, fellas.
We'll see you in a minute.
Wow, that was quick.
I'm gonna knock on the door, Jonathan.
All right.
We'll see you in a minute.
See you, Nate.
All right, so Jonathan, we'll get back into that in a minute. Sure. I've got some questions about. I got some questions for Nate about because he was blowing us up during the games, so I got some questions. But Jonathan,
Yes, sir.
Tuesday kicks off a very special moment in Cowboys history. Tell us what that is.
So, what's that date?
Next Tuesday, a week from today, January the 28th, a week from tomorrow. I'm sorry.
That will be our birthday as a franchise.
Big deal.
Big deal.
Big deal. And we have a little deal that we're going to do just for you, the fans. Only on this show, by the way. This is a
exclusive.
Hanging with the Boys exclusive. So Jonathan being our, how do you say it again?
Archivist.
Archivist. That's like asking a finance major if it's finance or finance.
Yeah, right.
All right, our archivist. You have access to, and for those of you that don't know, everything that has gone on in Cowboys history, started the team, Super Bowl trophies, things like that, they have all been in various storage places around, let's just say, the world, okay?
Fair enough.
We've made a concerted effort. How long have you been here? 6 years?
Almost 6 years, yeah.
So to get all this together and get it to where it's accessible, because some of it was wrapped up in pallets, some of it was in storage
All over
places,
the place,
some of it was
Several
in filing
storage.
cabinets, some of it was everywhere. So
Some of it was going to be thrown away, and he saved it.
right.
Yeah.
And I was fortunate enough years and years ago when they started building the stadium and they were talking about possibly building a Hall of Fame and things like that. Hey, we need to know what all we have. And I was fortunate enough to, with Doug Adelot and Diana Lambert, to go try to catalog some of this stuff. And I think that's probably at the time when that was such a disaster, they realized we need a professional in here to go through some of this stuff that was in storage. And I saw things from George Steinbrenner writing Jerry handwritten letters whenever he would lose a playoff game, and like handwritten. I saw there was a box that had, when Dion signed his contract, the canceled check stub, and Jerry writing on a piece of paper trying to figure out the salary cap.
Yeah,
Him
the
and
handwritten
Steven.
math.
Yeah, like front and back, like.
Yeah.
And then a picture of all of them when they signed the contract and a ball with all of them signing it. I got to see all that cool stuff, and that was just kind of a glimpse. You've gone through all this stuff over the last 6 years. What are some of the – you're going to start bringing some of that
Still
stuff on the
going
show.
through it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It probably will
absolutely.
be for years, right?
Yeah.
But we're going to get you to come on the show once a month, kicking it off next Tuesday, and bring some of this stuff. Audio recordings will be great since this is a podcast. Some actual memorabilia you can touch. So you might actually have to watch some of these to kind of get the full gist. And then we're going to do a Throwback Thursday on social media every Thursday throughout the season starting next week. And Jonathan's going to pull that stuff for us. Some of it will be in video format. Some of it will be in just photographs on this moment in history. So tell us some of the things that you're going through and some of the things you'll be able to bring on the show going forward.
Yeah, it's really exciting. You know, it's 60 years of it, so there's a lot of it. And a big part of our job is also collecting everything we do today because it's history tomorrow. So trying to have as much of a comprehensive view of our entire history as possible, and then using it for things such as this. So through going a lot of that, we've found amazing things. We've got Tom Landry's entire playbook library starting from 1960. Who would have thought we still had all of that, right?
They don't throw that stuff out.
So we got very lucky here. Most places you go, when you're in my role, it's very difficult because you have to just use what exists. Fortunately, with the Joneses and being here, it seems like most everything was kept.
So they're
Just
pack
had that-
rats.
Yeah, I think they just had that foresight to say, legendary franchise. We don't really know what some of this is, but don't get rid of it because
Right.
you can't have it if you get rid of it. So then it's been my privilege to go through all this stuff, find it, get it organized, get it inventoried, get it cataloged, and find ways to utilize it. So there's that. a lot of early founding documentation, audio recordings, showing just how this franchise was conceived and set up from the very beginning, starting in 1959. Seeing how the founders, Clint Murkison Jr., Tex Schramm, Bedford Wynn, those guys, what they did to want to get an expansion franchise and then make it happen. So a lot of people kind of know the story of how we became a franchise, but don't really get a chance to see exactly how business was done, how they did it, the trials and tribulations they went through to make it happen, and how close we got multiple times for it to not happen. So that I think will be very, very interesting for people to see.
Very cool. And Kurt, you're going to be working on a documentary, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. A documentary we're working on with Jonathan, who's going to be writing a good chunk of it. And we're working on an anniversary book, kind of commemorating the 60th season, which, again, Jonathan's going to help us out with some artwork for that. So it's pretty exciting stuff. They're really putting a lot into it. Almost, in some ways, they're doing more for the 60th than they did for the 50th. Yeah. I mean, it's pretty cool stuff.
I think part of that's predicated on the fact that we have more to show.
Right. Yeah, you weren't here at the 50th, so a lot of this stuff hadn't been uncovered yet.
Yeah. What are some of the things? I know we don't have a schedule completely lined out yet, but what are some of the things that you'll be bringing on the show throughout the year?
So I think there's some interesting Landry audio coupled with his playbooks and some of his innovations with plays like the 4-3 flex defense, things like that. I think we'll investigate and be able to show tangibly. A lot of people, especially with Gil Brandt getting into the Hall of Fame, are more familiar with the Cowboys computer and using it with the draft starting in 1963. Well, we've uncovered a lot of the hard artifacts related to that. We don't have the computer. It never was here. It was actually always out in California. But we have the algorithms that were used in that computer. We have the printouts. We have the tangible evidence of what they were computing, what data was being spit out that they were using, and where you can actually see how that all kind of came together and what computer science looked like in 1963 versus what we're used to doing on our phones and laptops today. I think that'll be interesting. I think the Dion stuff will come into play because it's very interesting. It's interesting to see when you're talking about $35 million contract in, 1995, and seeing how all of that was charted out by hand before it happened. Like, I look at it and go, I my math background's not that strong.
Right.
I don't know how they did that. And to actually see that.
It's like carry the 1, here's the 0, the 6.
You see the contract and you see the number, but how did they get to that? And they did it on such short notice as well. It's very interesting.
What's one of the coolest things going through? I mean, you've been doing this for 6 years. Obviously, there's a ton of photos that you're having to get scanned in and archive, and then there's the audio stuff that you talked about. Then there's the hard stuff like, Tex Schramm's Hall of Fame jacket. There's probably tons of uniforms throughout the history, helmets. What's one of the coolest? I think we saw signed guitars from George Strait, Jimmy Buffett, to the family. Replica Super Bowl trophies that somehow got lost in the shuffle, never got sent out. What's one of the coolest things that you've because it's like when we did it, I don't know how it is for you. It's probably like when we did it, you would just open a box. Some of it being like plastic tubs that you get at Walmart. Some of it were like cardboard boxes, and you would open one up, and it was just like, wow, this is so cool. You never knew what was in the next box. What's one of the neat things that you've uncovered?
I think the biggest wow I ever had was when we were aggregating things at Valley Ranch for our move and getting a lot of these historical artifacts discovered and then moved out of that facility to catalog and all of that. I opened a box and a rat jumped out in my face. So I think that was the biggest wow I've ever had. I swear it jumped up, looked me dead in the eyes, and then fell to the floor. It scared me to death. But no, in all seriousness, we have Tom Landry's desk and his couches. Wow. That's amazing.
Really? They held on to that stuff?
Held on to all of that stuff. We have...
Can you get his desk in here? You think it'll fit through that door?
Well, it's pretty big. It's really big, actually, and very, very heavy. But then you have things like that, and then you have the playbooks. We have his sideline cards. We opened a box and found those. All the famous photos you see of him standing on the sideline with his arms crossed and the play card. We have those play cards. We actually found some cans of Coach's game film from the, was it August 9th, 1960 against San Francisco exhibition game. And it was the very first, albeit a preseason game, the very first game the Cowboys ever took the field to play. And we found, that was even before NFL Films was established. So we actually have that film, which is really interesting to see those things that have survived. The amount of photographs that we have is wild. You know, it's millions of photographs, and we're working to get those digitized and accessible to use for all these things.
Just the fact that one of the original, I guess, a part owner and really helped establish the club was Bedford Wynn. And the fact that he had the mindset to record some of his original phone calls, and some of that will come out later as we get into the season.
Yeah.
But it's amazing.
Yeah, people probably wonder what we're talking about with that. You know, in 1959 with some of these founders between Wynn, Murkison, Tech Schramm, Bedford Wynn actually being one of the attorneys for Clint Murkison, who helped set up the franchise and did all the administrative work behind that, actually recording phone calls between the three of them, discussing every aspect of what they're doing and how they're going to get it done. And I think that's going to be, there's a lot of gems there to be coming out, soon.
I envy you. I'm jealous. You get to dig through all that cool historical stuff.
I know.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of work. It's probably the biggest challenge I've ever had in my entire life, because not only the sheer volume of it, everything's interrelated. You know, you have the desk, but then you have all these other pieces. They all kind of go together to tell a story. But then you've got to make it accessible. You've got to tell those stories. You got to put all these pieces together, and it's almost like investigative police work in some ways. And then fact checking, kind of seeing the stories that have always been told and how things happen, and then using primary sources like you would writing a research paper in college to find out that, well, the gist of it's true, but
that's not
we've
how
never
it went
really
down.
heard exactly the details and the time stamping of how this happened, A, B, C, D. And that's going to be one of the really interesting parts about our founding, is seeing through the actual artifacts, documents, recordings themselves, the feel of how this actually all happened.
Well, cool. We'll start that next Tuesday because we're off Monday, which works out really good because we'll go at noon next week. I won't be here. I will be on my way to Mexico.
Wow, you have long forgotten about us.
But it'll work out really good because that'll be our birthday as a team and as an organization, and Jonathan will bring some cool stuff, and that'll be
not next Tuesday, the week after, right?
Week from tomorrow.
2 weeks from tomorrow, isn't
2
it?
weeks, I think.
Yeah.
That's why I was confused at
Is
the
it
beginning.
2 weeks?
Yeah.
Did I screw that up?
Tomorrow's the 14th. Is that right?
What am I?
Have you been drinking already?
No, I
He's
wish.
already a Mexican.
I will be back for that.
There you go.
I'll be back.
Well, even better.
Okay, good.
I think I have to check the dates.
You won't be
Anyway, Jonathan will be here on the 28th, whether I am here or not.
All right.
And then we'll have him on at least once a month to bring some cool stuff. Now, take your time archiving this stuff because we don't want you, when you run out of stuff, I guess your job's over, right?
That never ends.
No?
Well, like I said, you're capturing everything that happens today
Oh, yeah, okay.
because it's history
Trying
tomorrow.
to get rid of
It's
John?
a never-ending
No, I
job.
don't.
Yeah, come on.
I don't
here.
want to get rid of him. That's why I'm telling him to take his time. Well, Jonathan, know you're busy. Thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And we
I'm
will
excited.
see you in, I guess, 2 weeks.
Sounds good.
All right.
Look
Thanks,
forward to
Jonathan.
it.
We're going to take a
Thanks,
quick
guys.
break.
Jonathan.
When we come back, more Hanging with the Boys.
The Cowboys Way, where Thanksgiving means spending the day with 100,000 of your closest family and friends to watch the game live. Where 16 Hall of Famers and 5 championships show us what success looks like. Where we're all defined by one single thing, the star. Where we as fans have the power to keep the tradition going. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys and to support the quest of living life the Cowboys Way. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America.
Copyright 2019 Bank of America Corporation.
So, you're shopping, and that's when you see it. Aisle 23. Dr. Pepper stacked from top to bottom as far as the eye can see. The phrase too good to be true comes to mind, yet there it is. A rich, delicious Dr. Pepper paradise. Wait, did that can of Dr. Pepper just open itself for you? They all are. As if to say, so nice to treat you. And even though it feels weird to talk to a can, you pick one up and say, it's so nice to be treated. Dr. Pepper, so nice to treat you.
Your new apartment's big. Such a great deal.
It's okay.
Just okay? What's not to...
Right above the subway!
Well, I bet you don't even notice it after the...
That's my neighbor, Angus.
A deal that's just okay is not okay. Get a great deal with America's Best Network. Come into an AT&T store to find out how to get one of our popular smartphones for $0 down, based on GWS One score September 2019.
Since 1865, Stetson hats are American-made with pride right here in Texas. And Stetson is proud to be on the field with America's team. Want to show your Texas and team pride too? You can. By purchasing your own Stetson, you can look just like how the flag guys do on field at every home game. Stetson hats, the official crown of all self-respecting Cowboys and your favorite football team. Get yours today in the Stadium Pro Shop or at Stetson.com.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Back in studio.
All right.
We want to take your questions. We're still trying to get it figured out how to get it on the screen, but we'll get there. Nate's back with us.
Thank y'all for allowing me to break away, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
really.
man.
You had another $10 to earn there.
Kurt?
Yeah.
Kurt's back with us.
Back with some underwear.
He wants to talk about the draws.
I sure like that. Adjust your cleats, adjust your pads, even adjust your helmet, but seriously, don't adjust your underwear because once it's seen, it cannot be unseen. Tommy John's got the contour pouch. Pouch. No adjustment needed. Shop exclusive Cowboys underwear at TommyJohn.com/Cowboys and get 20% off your first order.
You know what, man? I
man?
wanted to ask a question.
Ask it.
But the way I was going to ask it was not going to come out right. So I asked it in this way.
Okay.
Your mom, those things that he just talked about, is everything okay? You know?
I think so.
Okay, all right.
It's not something you're following up on.
That's what I'm saying.
Following up
yeah,
on
but
it.
I'm just saying.
We can, she said they're comfortable.
Okay, that's good. That's all I need to know.
all you need to
Because the way I was going to ask it, I was like, man, Shannon make junk roll tape and slap me. You know what I'm saying?
Never slap
Yeah.
me. Never.
Yeah,
Unless you try
man.
to take my brisket.
Are you big? What
Your
is
cinnamon rolls.
Warhawk or
Warhawks.
Yeah, Warhawks. Yeah,
Boy,
that's
it's
good.
hot in here.
It
it hot
is.
in here?
You got a good shirt on. Take it. Let's see your old shirt.
I have to. I'll do that during the break.
Man,
All right, let's talk football.
bro, I'm gonna tell you.
That's going to be cool when Jonathan comes on the show, by the way.
Yeah, he'll have some good stuff.
yeah, he
excited.
has some good archivists.
Sorry, I screwed,
Archivist.
screwed the date.
Archivists.
Screwed the date.
You should
up.
have anchovies.
I guess.
So it should be exciting watching the Tennessee Titans because that's kind of how this team's built, right?
Yeah. You're talking about us or the Cowboys? I mean, them or the.
Talking about the Cowboys are built like the Titans.
Yeah,
You're supposed to have
remember the Titans.
You're supposed to have a good, solid defense and a
Nice
great running back.
Yeah, and a nice offensive line, pushing people off the ball, getting out in screens. I mean, we saw what we were supposed to be.
Right.
You know, in the playoffs as a 1 or 2 seed.
And no one has given them a chance in any of the 2 games that they have played, and they have dominated.
Except me. My wife looks at me like I'm crazy. She said, you know, baby, you crazy. I say, yeah. I said, but New England was so one-dimensional on offense. I knew if their running backs couldn't get going in the passing game or running, I knew New England wasn't going to win. So that was an easy pick for me as an upset. Now, this past week was not an easy pick because I guess the train will stop here because all they got to do is stop their big guy, and the Ravens got too much. Well, I was wrong. So
do you think they got a shot
to stop
at all in Kansas City?
This kid here, man, you talking about Mahomes? This dude don't care. Mahomes don't care. His team don't care. And all you ask is that their defense play decent, and they play decent. They play a little bit more than decent.
Kansas City's defense?
Yeah, and so you can't make a mistake when a team can score almost 40 points in a quarter.
That was ridiculous.
Man.
the Texans over there partying.
Yeah,
Man, we had 21 in the second quarter.
We saw it the first week with Buffalo. We saw it in the second week with the Titans, with the Texans. That was nice. I mean, I'm just looking, and this is what's so funny is when they scored that first touchdown, I went in there and turned the TV on in the living room from White because I was in the back room. I said, watch this. I said, if they score within the next 5 minutes, they going to take all the air out of the Texans and they going to lose. She like, nah, they 24-7. They score within the next 5 minutes, bro. I said, you can quit watching, babe.
Yeah.
This thing is over. Because you can see the air going out of.
They knew they were in trouble.
That's hard to recover because this is where I think they messed up. The reverse psychology of what your coach had been preaching all week. Oh, we can't win this game. He running up to announce, we can't win this game. Everybody ain't giving us a chance. You come out 24-0. You have to continue to score for that to hold up. Because guess what? If they get within 7 points, guess what you've told them all week? You can't win. You're not supposed to win. But guess what? When it gets even, game over. The reverse psychology you was trying to lose came back to bite you. Yes, you can't win.
So as you're watching these games, do you feel like the talent on those teams is significantly better than the Cowboys' talent?
The confidence is supreme on those teams that the Cowboys don't have. Their leadership in the right positions is supreme over ours.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that's missing. Supreme. You can't. My job. That's why I'm so excited. That's why I'm a call coach. I'm going to find a way to get in coach with my head coach, Coach Johnson. My job for the Dallas Cowboys was for me to always set the stage for Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin by being the best I could be.
Right.
That was my job. I enjoy it, and to this day, I still enjoy it. I love that because I always believe that if you take care of your horses, a few grains going to fall your way. And they got too many stallions over there that's really plow mules. I'm serious. They got a stallion mentality, but they only plow mules. Everybody don't have elite talent. Everybody don't have supreme confidence. And everybody can't translate that to the field. But you got a lot of guys feeling that way. Mm-hmm. But nobody's knowing who they are. These teams, everybody know who they are. Kansas City, everybody, you see the quarterback walking down the line talking to his boys, trying to get his horses charged up. You see the defensive player like, man, come on, we got to do something. But guess who breaks the game open for him? Number 17, a kickoff return guy. Came out of nowhere. Boom, 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 boom. Next thing you know, you see everybody fired up. 30 seconds later, you see the running back going into the end zone. 4 minutes later, you see another guy going into the end zone. Now they going. But where did this start? Off of a guy on special teams, knowing his role and knowing that his team needed to be lifted up. And if he got the break, he took the chance. And he went for the house.
Looked like at the beginning of the game, your special teams coach was getting fired immediately after the game. And that turned around too, didn't it?
And see, that's what I try to tell people. But you have to have had success before in doing this.
Right.
And y'all heard me say on this show, you got to feel that pain of loss. But when you win, especially an exciting win, you got to hold on to that. And you got to weigh those things and some kind of way mix them and go forward. Because that pain that you feel or that loss, that's got to hurt you. So when you feel that glory of that win, it's going to be so much more higher. And that's what you drive for all the time. But these guys over here, they act like they've experienced the mountaintop. If they ever do experience the mountaintop, Come on, man. Come on, man.
Who you got this week, Kurt? You big Chiefs fan, being from Kansas City, right? You riding with them?
Especially them being at home.
You riding with them?
Yeah.
Yeah, Nate.
Sure.
Who you got?
Man, I'm enjoying it. I'm serious. Y'all heard me say I had the Saints. I don't change.
Right.
The Saints at home. So I'm having fun.
And Andy Reid's showing you now he can win in the playoffs.
Well, he always can win in the playoffs. It's just sometimes you get labeled. He is still the greatest regular season coach in the world. He's still that. That's the only dude that can beat Belichick during the regular season.
Do you think Tennessee has a shot?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, because what you cannot do to Tennessee is give them a lead.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, they will make you suffer.
Yeah,
they will make you
start
suffer.
Grinding,
yeah,
working
they,
that clock.
yeah. And they're going to make you suffer. And the Tannehill is just going to give you just enough pass-wise to keep you honest. And now they got this number 81 at tight end. Where did this dude come from? Look up number 81. Where did he come from?
For the Titans?
Oh, my God. I mean, I saw him 4 weeks ago, 5. This dude is nice. Where did they get him from? I don't even know who the cat is. Obviously, I'm calling him 81. But they got a complete team, and their coach is like, hey, man, we ain't getting too far away from Henry. And they got him on screens. They got him on short passes. And see, this is how people try to label you. Well, decent catcher. Well, now he's everything. Now, they can be stopped. And maybe Coach Spagnuolo or the Chiefs got the game plan for him, but
Jonnu Smith?
He nice, man. Yeah. Where did he come from, Kurt?
Let's see. Find it here. He is out of Florida International.
Yeah, man. He nice, man.
And Florida boys from West Point, Florida.
Yeah, he nice. He nice, man. This is what I pray for the Cowboys, that your arrogance come from your on the field work. See, that is what we lacking here. My arrogance came because I worked hard. And so I was prepared. And so when the game started, I could shine. It don't go the other way around. It don't go, oh, okay, let me tweet, yeah, I'm a bad man, boy. Watch me this week here. It don't go that way. Then you show up on Sunday, after tweeted you a bad man, ain't looked at no film, ain't busted no head during the week, ain't ran hard, ain't did nothing hard. Then say, oh, I'm going to show up Sunday, I'm going to do this and do that. All of a sudden you disappear.
Yeah. Want the T-shirt, not even run the race.
Yeah. Yeah. See, we ain't giving out participants. See, don't know about all the people that got participant shirts, they ain't in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I tell people. When I see kids do the Pop Warner thing and then, hey, he got a participant trophy, he got it right here. That, don't bring that to my house.
I wouldn't mind seeing Kansas City win because you got Anthony Hitchens and Damian Wilson on the team.
That's true.
So I wouldn't mind that at all. What about NFC?
What number is Damian?
He is 50. I'll tell you real quick. Kirk probably pull it up quicker.
Yeah.
What about the NFC? Aaron Rodgers, man. That cat.
I try to tell everybody.
Yeah.
That cat. I tell you what.
It's two guys you can. Huh?
San Francisco looked pretty good too, though.
They did.
Let me say this.
That's going to be a hell of a game.
Let me say this.
That is going to be a good game.
You see, and this is what I didn't take an account of, and I was listening to the game last week when they was talking about
Wilson's 54.
54.
Wilson 54?
Mm-hmm.
Boy, he had some nice hits yesterday. I didn't know that was Wilson because I'm looking like, who is this 54?
Mm-hmm.
He had some nice plays yesterday,
Hanging with the boys on Damian Wilson.
Yeah.
Led the tied for the team leading tackles.
Whoa,
I'm telling
go
you.
Damian. Go D-Will.
Let me tell you something. And see,
another guy that wasn't good enough to be here, just going and showing out.
But let me tell you what separates the Damian Wilson that was here and the Damian Wilson that's with them right now, because I don't know what tomorrow holds or next year. The Damian Wilson last year, you can see the swag in him. Mm-hmm. You can see his confidence. But now that confidence comes from what? Because Spagnuolo don't play. the defense coordinator, he hired people, and they talked about that, how he hired people that him and the coach liked, that know that they was going to teach this defense. Brother, on the field work makes you supremely confident to the point of arrogance. You know, knowing your role and submerging yourself in it is different than hoping on the role. You got to see, we got too many people that's been given things around here, and they expect to have. You know, that shouldn't be the case. Not when it comes time to play, because Coach Johnson always tell us, fellas, only thing that I can judge you on is your effort, and are you trying to win, and are you the best or second best at your position on this team. It's the only thing I can judge. Not if how many years you done played, how much money I done paid you. Yeah, you showed me and I gave you this money, but you think you're going to sit here and not live up to it? You know, I've seen him, Coach Johnson, like, man, I understand this dude making all the money, but this dude over here balling. I got to play him because it's about winning.
Speaking of Coach Johnson, Kyle, you got a pretty cool moment that happened yesterday queued up.
There's always room for one surprise guest, especially when it's this man coming in right now from the Pro Football Hall of Fame, David Baker, the president.
Kurt, good to see you, Kurt.
How are you?
Good to see you.
How are you doing, sir?
Good. Hall of Famer.
Great to see you.
Hall of Famer.
Let the man go.
Hall of Famer. Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Coach, on behalf of the Pro Football Hall of Fame and all those fans that are watching and all of us who love this game,
you do this.
Thank you, Coach, for all you've done for the game. Thank you for all you're going to do for the game. Thank you for the history that you've made and the lives that you've impacted. Thank you. It's my great honor to tell you that you're going to be the 328th Hall of Famer into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And your legacy is going to be in Canton, Ohio forever. Congratulations, Coach. Congratulations.
Oh,
great.
Hey, bud. Oh, my God. That is awesome. I think Jimmy overcome emotion right now. But tell us what's
The only thing I can think of is all the assistant coaches that have worked for me, all the great players that have played for me, they're the reason I'm here. And they're the reason I can't talk.
Yes, sir.
No.
Where's your boss?
I mean,
pretty
this
cool
is so
moment.
special to me because when you put in the work that we put in, it's nice to know people appreciate it.
Nice.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Pretty cool, man.
You gonna go?
Pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to go talk to Rich or anybody because I don't have his personal stuff. But I want to be on that list, man. Like when Mr. Jones went in, it's certain people that touch you in your life. And y'all always hear me. See, Belichick is who he is because he talked to Coach Parcells and he talks to Coach Johnson. Coach Johnson is who he is because he talked to Coach Parcells. He knows the Nick Sabans of the world, and they have a plan on how to lead men. And when you talk to Coach or any of these coaches on a personal basis, man, and you see that they're human, just like you, but the difference in them is they trying to absorb you. See, a lot of things that I try to share with people is through Jimmy. Like a year ago, 2 years ago, and I said, hey, man, my man done checked out. Aaron Rodgers. Remember when I came here and told y'all that 2 years ago? Hey, he done checked out. Something ain't right. That is what I learned from Coach Johnson. Watch, look, open your ears, be observant. Remember a year ago when I told you Jalen Ramsey done checked out? That's what those things like that. When you watch people, sometimes I come to the table and I'm all talkative. Sometimes y'all see me come to the table and I'm just listening, especially if I don't know the person. You know, those are the things. God gave you one mouth and 2 ears. If you learn to use your ears, your mouth can be directed.
Mm-hmm.
So that is what I learned from him, and I learned it through Michael Irvin. Mike said, man, listen to the man now. You may not like him. Yeah, he looked like a little dictator. He ain't but this tall. But he knows football, and more importantly, he knows people. And you may not think he cares, but if you call him in need and you one of his boys, he gonna look out for you. He gonna try to help you in any way he can. Mm-hmm. That's what Mr. Jones. That's what Coach Parcells. That's what all the great men. It's just all the great men. And now that he's in the Hall of Fame, this really closes off my era.
Mm-hmm.
Besides for the older guys that played before me, that's a few guys should be in there. This is the guy I've been waiting on. So when I go to him, I hug him. If I get his opportunity at the Hall of Fame, at his party, whenever, I'm telling him thank you, man, because everybody can't lead men, and everybody can't have respect of men, especially if you don't like him.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of people didn't like Coach Johnson, but they respected what he was about, and through demonstrated success, you learn to love him. And winning, and I hate to say this because a lot of people tell me I'm wrong, but I have not lost with this. Winning is everything. That's in life, that's in your job, that's in the people that you deal with. If you're not trying to win, if I'm not trying to win, to have a better relationship with you and you, what am I doing? If I'm not trying to win, trying to be the best guy I can on his mic, what am I doing? Winning is everything. It's the only thing. People say, well, you lose. I only lose to learn. I will learn through my losses not to lose again. And that's what that man taught me. That's what he taught me. Winning is everything.
Good stuff.
Yeah, very good.
We'll take a break. When we come back, we got some Twitter questions keyed up. We'll get to them next. Don't hang it with the boys.
Planning your next family vacation? Make it Dreams Playa Mujeres Golf Resort and Spa. Enjoy the perks of unlimited luxury at this all-suite beachfront haven where gourmet meals, premium drinks, and activities are all included. Only 10 minutes from downtown Cancun, Dreams is situated on a private white sand beach. Soak in the views from the infinity pool, pamper yourself at our spa, or enjoy family time at the Lazy River and Water Park. Book your stay today at Dreams Playa Mujeres by visiting dreamsresorts.com.
Want to use what the pros use? How about the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black? Right now, you can get the Jack Black Starter, a curated collection of Cowboys locker room favorites for just $10 with free shipping. The starter includes 4 Jack Black skincare favorites, plus a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Go to getjackblack.com/Cowboys and use the code word TEAMJB. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys. The Jack Black Starter, $10, free shipping.
The Cowboys Way, where Thanksgiving means spending the day with 100,000 of your closest family and friends to watch the game live. Where 16 Hall of Famers and 5 championships show us what success looks like. Where we're all defined by one single thing, the star. Where we as fans have the power to keep the tradition going. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys and to support the quest of living life the Cowboys Way. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America.
Copyright 2019, Bank of America Corporation.
Your new apartment's big. Such a great deal.
It's okay.
Just okay? What's not to?
It's right above the subway.
Well, I bet you don't even notice it after the...
That's my neighbor, Angus.
A deal that's just okay is not okay. Get a great deal with America's Best Network. Come into an AT&T store to find out how to get one of our popular smartphones for $0 down. Based on GWS 1 score, September 2019.
Back to Hangin' with the Boys.
We are back. We just found out that was the first time that Nate saw that clip.
Yeah, man.
I thought you had seen it.
Nah, bro. I'm going to tell you something, man. Without people like these great people, man, I would not be sitting here.
Do you think on the football field we know what happened, right? Mm-hmm. And we hear you all the time talk about how you were cut up and you were a clown. And did Jimmy shape you as a man off the field? Or was it mainly just the football stuff?
That was done by my parents and by my coach in high school. You know, I've always been wow because of the things in my life, and we don't have time for all of that. But the things in my life, well, I was wow. So my parents and my mother and father did a great job. My coach in high school, Coach Perry, they did great jobs, and people that all through my life. But what Coach Johnson did was brought it into focus. Like, we finna win. And if you're not about winning, and see, me, I wasn't about winning. I about having fun. I like beating you up on Sundays. That was a thrill. But other than that, I'm doing my thing. And he brought that into focus, and even more when Charles Haley came. It's people coming to your life, and they bring it into focus. Hey, man, I'm going to work out with you. Nobody never said, I'm going to work out with you, Nate. Meet me over here every day at this time, this time, this time. And religiously, that's what we did. Me, Tony Tolbert, and Charles Haley worked out every afternoon. And Coach Johns was that guy. Man, you got a game ball this week. Yeah. What you gonna do next week? you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you play somebody like a Jerome Brown, if you play somebody like the great Reggie White, I didn't have no great game, but I battled him, and I played him as hard as I could. And I got a game ball for that. I'm like, wow. Giving up a sack, getting tossed around, and battered it. You get what I'm saying? But that meant something because he recognized I was the mismatch. When they pull up the film, they say, Reggie White, Hall of Famer, stud. Nate Newton, just above a guy. This is the mismatch right here. Reggie, go win us the game. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, Reggie, you can't win the game because I got more studs on my side than you have.
Yeah. Nice.
All right, we're going to try something new here.
Yeah.
We're trying to take some Twitter questions.
Well, you know what? You're an innovator.
No, this is all Kyle.
Oh, Kyle, you're an innovator. Can we see Kyle's face?
Kyle and Matt Kent. This is all them.
Where you at,
I was about to say it's pretty much Matt Kent.
Where's Matt
did
Kent?
the majority of it. He's back there somewhere.
We don't have a camera.
He's doing
on him.
something.
He's in the dungeon.
Okay, all right, Matt
All right,
Kent.
let's try this and see how it works. Our first question from Twitter. Look at that. Look at that production value.
Norris James. Wow.
Norris James. How do the guys feel about the departing of Kitna and Richard, and do you think the replacements will make a difference? Hey, Kurt, looking good, guy.
Okay, hold on.
Good,
It say, how do the guys feel about the departing of Kitna? Look right here in our booth.
Somebody
Look right
called
here
in
in our
sick.
booth. You see Jesse Holly? That's how he feels about it.
With his headphones and his
He's reduced himself to his Lysol can and his towels.
His tissue.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like it, but I guess it's let's see what happens.
Yeah. It sounded like for whatever reason maybe Richard just wasn't the right fit here, and so maybe McCarthy feels that way. I mean, I like the fact that they're letting McCarthy decide who's going to be here.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
And they're not saying, hey, we like Kidness, so we got to keep him.
How do you feel about the reports that Nussmeier's moving over to coach quarterbacks?
Well, he's been a quarterback coach. He played quarterback. He was a quarterback coach really until he got here, and then he was a tight ends coach. So he has some experience. It sounds like Kidna had a good relationship with Dak, and you just hope they can, keep that going.
And everything y'all have said is great. What I want more than anything is for this coaching staff to be holding to its players and for the players to be holding to the coaching staff. That means that as a player, I'm looking for you to help me find a solution to be the best player I can be versus this opponent, and vice versa. As a coach, I'm looking for you as a player to be the best you can be and give me your input so you can help me put you in position. And this has nothing to do with outside forces. This has everything to do with us. So if Nussmeier, because I'm like, who is Nussmeier? I heard his name before, his tight ends coach. Now he's moving to his natural position, quarterbacks. He's been here long enough to see what was good for Dak and what was not good for Dak, and he can talk to Dak. He has a relationship with Dak. So along with Kellen Moore, they had that relationship. We all love Kitna. We knew what he brought to the game. and Kittner will survive. Kittner is a force.
Yeah.
He will survive. So, hey, more power to you. Now, you said something about Rashad.
Well, it was odd because when he came here, it's like, oh, this guy is
he's
the
still
next
that
head
guy.
coach.
But
it seemed like he lost favor here in some ways. It almost feels like he just, whatever reason, never quite fit the scene. I don't know.
I'm going to tell you something.
It's like his stock kind of.
Yeah, he wasn't even considered as a head coaching candidate here.
Let me say why, man. My belief is players make coaches. When I called Deion when Coach McCarthy was hired, I said, Deion, what you think, man? He said, Nate, I ain't have a problem with Jason. He said, players make coaches. Jimmy Johnson is going into the Hall of Fame. He designed a defense at Oklahoma State that helped players of lesser ability to be more successful. So he moved to the University of Miami, where he had a plethora of players. And once he got at Oklahoma State, all he could get was 8, 9, maybe 10 wins, but Oklahoma was going to win. That was the Big 8 back then.
Mm-hmm.
He went to the University of Miami and got real stud players. He won a national championship.
Yep.
He came to the Dallas Cowboys. And we know the first few years how ugly it was. But once he got players, he won a Super Bowl. Our players messed up. So the players is going to decide whether this coaching staff is successful or not.
Yep.
So now, do we have enough players? We will find out, and we will have a rare occasion to see how people do it different. If these coaches are not successful, maybe it wasn't Jason.
Maybe it was the players. I will say this about Nussmeier before we go to the next tweet. I like the fact that if you're going to keep one thing consistent on the offense, I like the fact that Nussmeier was here and you're not bringing in a new guy outside the system to be the go-between between the head coach and Dak. I like keeping a guy that's on staff because the communication's the same. Yeah. Dak doesn't see something he likes, he can communicate that to the head coach.
But you know what? He's going to be able to talk to this coach.
You think?
Oh, man. McCarthy?
He'll be in there,
See, I can't afford to worry about what happened at the end. When I know what happened at the end, it's just time eroded it.
Mm-hmm.
This guy developed Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
Don't ever forget that.
Yeah.
He was a understudy to the guy that was with Joe Montana.
Mm-hmm.
See, we as media, sometimes we conform to other media sources. Instead of y'all, we have a better understanding than anybody because we have players.
Mm-hmm.
This guy developed Aaron Rodgers and helped him release his inner beast. You saw what Aaron Rodgers did yesterday?
Oh, yeah.
So,
been watching Aaron Rodgers for the last 10 years.
Kill us. Yeah. So if Dak can talk to coach, now he just has Nussmeier, he has his buddy Kellen Moore, and he has the head dog that his whole vision is, I know if I can control you, if I can help you control the game. This is what makes Aaron Rodgers, the kid in Seattle, Tom Brady, when he had decent weapons, they control whole games through their offensive play. They dictate how long the defense is on the field. They dictate how the special teams, etc. They dictate the whole game through their position. And this is what I asked Jesse in week 2. I say, Jesse, I looked at him. Lights off, man. Look at him. Did I not? I asked him 5 or 6 times, when is Dak going to take over a game?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you take over a game, like Andy has released that beast in Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't nobody open. Did he stand back there and look around? He took off.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm on a tangent because I want y'all to see. I want y'all to see what I see. I'm serious. If you're not looking at the game in the proper way, how do you begin to understand the game? It's going to always be through the quarterback eyes, through the center eyes, through the middle linebacker eyes, through the safety eyes, because they got to cover everybody. Am I wrong?
Yeah. That's right.
All right, we only got a couple minutes left. I want to get all these tweets in because this is
Well,
new
you should
technology.
shut up.
Shut up, Nate.
Okay, all right.
Brian Stem, who are some free agents from other teams you'd like to see the Cowboys pursue?
Oh, I haven't even.
Damian Wilson, Hicks. They go get the dude from the Ravens we released.
You know, I'm not mad at them doing it the way that they've been doing it the last few years. Like, I know everybody wants big-name free agents, but I'm good with you picking up the Randall Cobbs of the world, the Robert Quinns of the world.
The big free agents need to sign maybe their own.
Right. I would – the guys that you drafted, the guys you developed, now the guys that are up for contract, Byron Jones, Dak Prescott, Amari's kind of a different one, but – I'm not for going and getting the Earl Thomases that you got to break the bank to go get and guys like that. I'm okay them doing it the way that they've been doing it.
I want if you can go out and get a free agent, much like Green Bay did.
You still want that fat guy in the middle?
No. They went out and got Preston and this other Smith. And they didn't go out and try to change them. They went out and say, this is what you do, and we'll cater our defense to what you do so you can be what we saw on that film. A lot of coaches go out and say, okay, we're going to put him in the system and hope that he can do what we want him to do. No, sir. That's free agents. This is not a college pick you picking here. This is a guy that does what he does, how he does it. So if they can go out and get that guy like they did Robert Quinn this year, and Quinn, and I went and talked to a person that coached Quinn. You know, Quinn could do a lot better. You know, if they ask him to and demand that he does. So I tell people, I'm with you about keeping your own if it fits. Mm-hmm. See, everything I'm thinking about now, if it don't fit for Coach McCarthy, bye.
Yeah.
If you can't help this team win, bye. I have no alliances to nobody. I'm tired of losing. I'm tired of being in the middle. If you're not about Coach McCarthy and his staff and trying to do it their way, bye. I don't care who you are, from the quarterback down to the punter. Bye.
And one more tweet before we say bye. Last one. Dante. Who will benefit the most from the coaching change?
The whole team.
Yeah.
The whole team.
Offense and defense.
The whole, and special teams. And the equipment man. The whole team. Because if you getting them in here for one thing, we've lost. Our special teams was bad. Our defense didn't show up. Our offense was so-so. Tell me what I missed. Mm-hmm. And they don't need to wear the blue uniforms. So, okay.
There it is.
Yeah. All right.
Well, fellas, time's over.
Yeah, we need to do more of those Twitter questions next time.
We will.
Yeah, man.
That's going to be part of the show from now on.
But I kind of got lost when y'all showed me Coach Johnson. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Oh, that's good. We'd like to hear it.
I want Roker in here. I want Jimmy Jones. I want you out. I want you out. I want you out. All right? That's settled. We told Nick that you I want in the morning.
Coach Johnson, that's your coach.
And see, a lot of people didn't know. Coach Johnson designed this defense, him and Coach Dave Wanstadt. And so people didn't understand that Coach Johnson knew his defense, and he knew who he felt was right in the game and who y'all discussed during the week. And see, a lot of people don't understand, a walk-around coach don't mean that he going to walk around and wait on it to be 2 minutes left in the quarter, 2 minutes left in the half, or 2 minutes left at the end of a game. It's a whole lot of coaching got to be done.
Coaching the whole game.
Yeah. So I try to tell people like this right here, yesterday, you looking at Andy Reid. He's sitting back there, all 800 pounds of Andy Reid.
On the bench.
On the bench.
Next to his quarterback.
And you can't even hardly see his quarterback, Andy Reid, so big. I said, who the dude next to Andy Reid? Oh, that's the quarterback. But you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In today's NFL, it ain't no more sitting on the sideline doing this right here. You got to be involved with your players. Never mind, man. We got to get out of here, man. You got a meeting to go to. We'll do this next week with Jesse.
I won't be here next week. Kurt, you got to man the ship.
All right.
Take some Twitter questions again. Let's keep this thing going. That's fun.
Yeah.
And then
there were some good ones today we left out.
Yeah,
yeah, man.
Maybe we'll do a whole show of nothing but Twitter questions.
We can do that. And
just so you know, I'm not here either, so.
Well, okay. We can replace you too, Kyle.
Nate, you're going to be at the Senior Bowl too, aren't you?
Oh, sure is. I'm not going. I won't leave till Monday evening, though. I won't leave till Monday evening.
Well, we won't do the show till Tuesday because we have Martin Luther King Day off next week.
Oh, so I won't be here either.
The show will be
so I'm sorry, Kyle. I apologize.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I'll be in Mexico. Hey.
What's next week? What's next week?
Hey.
What day is next week? Wow.
Next
22nd.
For real, I won't be here, fellas.
21st.
All right, we'll figure it out. Check the website. Kurt, thanks for being here. Nate,
thanks for wearing your college shirt, too,
Jesse,
bro.
thanks for being here.
All right,
Kyle.
All right, Jess.
Thanks for keeping us on the air. Matt,
Kyle, you good,
Matt
baby.
Kent, thanks for the tweets, man.
Give me some, ain't you know?
Caden, stay away from the show.
Thank you.
Next week we'll probably
What you
be
doing?
back.
What's that? Oh,
Hanging with the Boys.
That is slob.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?